It's Week 12 of the National Football League.
It's been a tradition since the early days of the NFL, and we're off on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit.
This taken in at the goal line.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive.
They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
And even though it's a short week, running backs love when they're in a groove, and that's exactly where he is right now. He's hoping to feast a little bit more here on Thanksgiving.
On 2nd and 7, Tua. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Now you get a look at their key inactives for this week's game, and Charles, clearly you don't want to have any of these guys unavailable, especially when you're where they're at fighting for a playoff spot.
I agree, because the postseason is on the line. So you've got to overcome the injuries and find a way to win. And the only way to do that, the guys available have to step up. What's that mantra in the NFL? Next man up. This is their opportunity. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
They're hoping to get rid of that interception bug. To throw on 2nd down, Green. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
It's a gain of 6.
A nice throw there for the first down. And this is a big moment for this young man under center. You know, he's had a few months now to get acclimated to life in the NFL, but you got to think a little extra pressure here, right, CD? I mean, you're getting the start on Thanksgiving in front of the national audience.
Especially since you and I both know he's watched this game since he was, what, 4, 5, 6 years old and dreamed of playing in it. In fact, his family sent us some of those videos of he and his family in the backyard playing their Turkey Bowl games themselves. So now he's gone from the backyard to the big stage, and here he is.
So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down at will.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Jacobs will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. They'll go option to the short side. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
So here we go on a third and goal. This Lions defense, they haven't broken yet. They'll run it with Jacobs, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Josh Jacobs with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list.
And the Beats take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And it's good to make it 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive.
And they, almost to a man, told us how excited they are to be playing in this traditional Thanksgiving game. But we have to remember, this is a team that lost on Sunday. Now they get a very quick turnaround to play again. How difficult is that to do?
It's difficult under any normal circumstance when you're coming off of a loss and you have a quick turnaround. The first thing is to put the loss behind you and move forward. But when you're playing on Thanksgiving Day, everyone's watching you. It's an added bonus, though, because now you put the loss behind you. Get that taste out of your mouth, because the taste you want is victory, turkey, and pumpkin pie.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive.
They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me...
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Lions have recovered. In our meetings this week, they kind of tipped us off. They wanted to play ultra-aggressive, forcing fumbles. They just did that right there.
They took it to the next level, didn't they? You're exactly right, because everyone talks about being aggressive on defense and tackling well, but they were talking about getting after the football, making sure the ball was...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Drain now. Looking to throw on second down.
Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
A gain of 7. First down, Brooklyn.
Throwing on first down. Green.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Looking to throw on second down. Green being chased out left.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the first down, kept fighting for yards, and was willing to embrace some contact to keep the play moving.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Green. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Beats lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. And Detroit back in possession of the football in the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw into the hands of Hooper, and he'll be corralled right around the 34.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, Charles, this Thanksgiving tradition, so great. I mean, going back essentially through the full century of the NFL, I know you probably have a lot of fond memories of Thanksgiving Day football yourself.
I certainly do, and I don't have the Turkey Bowl tradition. You know, the families that go out and play and they come in and sit down to their feast and watch football. But I remember reading remember the Lions jumping on the Packers on Thanksgiving Day. The only loss the Packers had in 1962, and they sacked Bart Starr over 10 times in that game. And I remember Dave Williams from the Bears returning the overtime kickoff for a touchdown to win a game on Thanksgiving Day. I remember so many different things happening. But how much fun is it each and every year to know that you've got football on Thanksgiving Day?
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. He gets it to Thomas.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Complete to Michael Thomas. It's a gain of 7.
From the 31,
Tua. He'll drop this one off to Swift.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and
From the gun, it's Tua.
He'll get this into the hands of Swift once again.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, a 22.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's got it. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
To Austin Hooper. A gain of 3 yards. It's now 3rd and
Swift. A rough go there on 3rd down. A loss of 4.
a loss of 4 yards.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the second quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
We're going to look at Amon-Ra St. Brown as his offense readies for the next drive.
And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them.
Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. They find some open field here. Inside the 20. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
Good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke.
You know, thinking of this Thanksgiving Day game, Charles, for years we've heard the talk, why don't we open up these Thanksgiving Day games instead of just being Detroit and Dallas every year, give other teams a shot to host? I know you're kind of like me, a bit of a traditionalist, but what do you have to say to that, CD?
I think it's a great argument, and the league could support it quite well, where you could move games to different spots and still be very successful on Thanksgiving Day, but you're exactly right. I am a traditionalist. I really don't want Detroit and Dallas to give up those slots. I like the fact that we watch them each and every year. But what I really like is that the league added up.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
And tatter, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The offense on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And just a quick hitch route there, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Back to throw. Green. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
The kick by Bass is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Looking to pass. Tua. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Running the slant, that's Hooper. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Tua to try again on 2nd down.
Throwing quickly to Wilson.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. Forced out to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Brings up 4th and goal.
And his kick is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks so much. We'll get back to you and Charles in Detroit in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at what's following our two games later today. Good games all over the screen.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter.
On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
Holding offense.
That's Jawan Taylor, the right tackle.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Looking for his man on the out route, and he's got Diggs.
Complete to Stephon Diggs. A 10-yard pickup brings up second down.
To throw is Green. To throw on second down. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Green. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Back to throw again. Left side caught by Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Green. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Off the play fake. Green. And he whips that one incomplete there. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a give to Jacobs running right. Dancing away at the 30. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Green. And that'll be caught by St. Brown.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. He's at the 40, the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Green on first down. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4 down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right? Whether you're catching it with your...
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 5. First down.
Now Green throwing on first down. It's complete to Diggs.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw is Green. Looking to throw on second down. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Here's Jacobs. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Looking to throw. Green. And it's caught. Touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year.
And the Beats have retaken a third-quarter lead. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up the secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Another shot now for this Lions offense.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down at the 26.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chris Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Green.
They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Green down. to throw on third down. And that is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 4-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 8.
Here's Tua. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Detroit. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Taken at the 37. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. Looking to throw. Green. And Diggs has it. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And here's Green on 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanketed his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finished this drive off with 6, and this one could be over.
Now Green on 1st down. Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And here's Green off the play fake. On the move to his left. And this is incomplete. This offense on 3rd down today can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. And he won't get close. Only a yard. 4th and 3.
Well, forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
The kick by Bass is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And Detroit getting set to go now.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll try and run here with Swift. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Here's Logan Cook now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Green. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. Green on 3rd down. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. And on now is the punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 6-yard return after a punt of 48.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. And some space here.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 79 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a first down. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And some room to maneuver.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
He'll take it inside the 25.
And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Jacobs going to try the middle. And a short gain here down to the 22. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Here we go on 4th down. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short the line to gain. So now the Lions down by 7. And time, a huge factor. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath.
One final try for Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth